As you can see on my screen that I already have PyCharm opened up. And this is the data or this is the command or code which I've done in my previous class. Now you can see most of the command or code which I've used over here are just variables, right? Variables and also specific type of strings. But I'm going to be showing you what type of datas are there. Now you can see most of them are alphabets, but if I try to use a number, I will also be able to use it. Now, let's say instead of the forest over here, we can also put in a number. Let's say I'm going to put in 50. Hit on enter, or I'm going to do is just keep it together. And if I play it up, it will also just paste out the number. Now you can see, even though we have 50 inside of it, the place name over here is not being used. Or let's say if I put in place, I'm gonna hit on enter or press on Control Z. And if I just put in place age over here, and if I just try like pressing out or pasting the whole thing, I'm gonna do is just open this up, and then I'm gonna do is going to be opening of the parentheses. And if I just hit on enter, just make sure that you have all of them closed up parentheses. If it's not going to be like that, it will show you syntax error or something like that. I'm gonna play the whole thing, and there you can see we have the specific value 50 being used. So you'll also be able to put in those numbers. Even if you want to put in like decimals, I can also put in decimals. If I put in 456, and if I just press on play, it will also put it up. Now you can see, even though we have the place age, now there are certain things that are mistakes over here. So what is going to happen is that I'm going to put in a double quotation over here. It will just allow me to just paste it up. And if I play this, then it's going to be totally perfect. You can see this is basically how it works. Now, when I want to work with strings, there's going to be a couple of strings which I'll be able to use, and each and every one of them are specific type of codes. So make sure to follow it up, okay? So I'm going to start off with a variable, but with a specific data, which is going to be alphabet, most of them, okay? So I'm going to do is going to be printing out something. Let's say I'm going to open off on print. And then if I just click on our double quotation, I'm going to put in double quotation inside. And if I put in something like a text, maybe let's say yellow. And if I just play the whole thing, you'll basically see it will print it out, right? Now, if I put in yellow, white, if I play the whole thing, it's going to be yellow and white, and it's also going to adjust up the space in between them. Now, there is also a specific value which works with true and false. So it's going to also depend up to you what type of commands or data you put in to meet up the criteria and fill it up to true and false. Now, one thing what I can do is that I can use the forward slash over any time, but there's going to be certain types of stuff too. So if I put in forward slash, instead of that, let's just use backward slash. And if I just play the whole thing, you'll basically see now this is not working. Why is it not working? Because this is basically a command. Now, what type of commands can be used with it? So if you want to like make a space or make two lines with the same thing, what you can do is just put in this backward slash and then put in an N. If I put in an N, you'll basically see now this part is being colored up. Why is it being colored up? It's because it is now terming it as a command. Now, even though it is as a command, what is it going to do? It's going to make the same printout, but it's going to be on separate lines. Yellow on another line and white on another line. So if I play it, this is how it looks like. Now, if I put in another one, if I put in backslash, put in N, and if I put in black, if I just play it, and you'll basically see it's going to be three of them. So no matter how many things you put, wherever this command has been put, it's going to be pasting it on another page after that command. Okay, so make sure to keep that thing in mind. Now, if I want to use like specific, like, let's say I want to put this double quotation inside the text. Now, what will happen if I put one inside of the text? What is it going to do? So you can see that the double quotation mostly prefers or mostly is used when you want to print something out or when you want to put any specific values inside of it. So if I put in white and instead inside of it, if I put something like a forward slash, or maybe let's say I'm going to put in this double quotation. Now you can see this is white. If I play it, it's only going to just show you this command. It's because there is a double quotation inside of it. Now, what if you want to use this double quotation inside of your command? To do that, just put in a backward slash in between it or just before it, play it up, and then you'll be able to work with it. So if I just put in something like this, and if I put in backward slash and double quotation, if I play it up, now you'll basically see that white is going to be like pasted in something like this. If I just put in a bit of space in between them and play it up, you'll basically see there's going to be a bit of space and also double quotations being used. So this is basically how simple it is to work with double quotation and how you'll be able to customize your own commands inside of a specific string. Now, even though I worked with this specific string, what I'm going to do next is going to show you how you'll be able to use specific phrases. It's also kind of like, you know, like a variable, but it's going to be a bit different from it. So I'm going to do is going to be putting on space, and on the first line, I'm going to put in my phrase. So here I'm going to type in phrase, put in the space, and then I'm going to do is going to be putting in, let's say, space and equal. And then inside of it, I want to put in the specific name. So I'm going to do is going to be cut this off. Let's cut this off. And if I want to do is just take the whole thing, Control X. And if I just put this inside of it, just like this, okay? Now, if I just use this as a variable, I will also get the specific data. Now, how will I be able to use it? Now, if I just press on play, nothing will basically happen. You can see it is still empty because this is now terming it as a variable. So if I want to use it as a variable and I want to print it, what I'm going to do is going to be putting this phrase inside of this print. If I play now, you'll basically see it will be printed. Now, one thing you might question is that I did not put any double quotation inside of it, but it is still printed. Now, if I just put in any specific command, let's say if I put in Cox, if I just play it, it will not print out anything. You can see now it's because there is no variable and there is no double quotation. Why, when I put something like a variable and I just paste it, it will still be printed? It's because I've used double quotation on this specific variable. So it takes out the phrase, it just prints it out inside of the commands, and it shows you that, okay, I can print it out just the way it is. Okay, so make sure to keep this thing in mind, and this is going to be very helpful for you in later phrases and also later phases of working with Python. Now, if I want to like concatenate, what I'm going to do is going to be using the same variable. Now, how am I going to do it? So I already have my variable where the keyword is phrase, and for the keyword, the value is yellow white. So if I put in something like phrase inside of it, and if I put in space and plus and then space again, and then put in double quotation to put in what you want to concatenate. Yellow white is my favorite color. Now, if I just press on play, now you will basically see that it is going to be concatenated together. Okay, you can see yellow white is my favorite color. So here I'm going to do is just put in another space or one space and then play it up, and then it's going to be putting in a space in between it. So you can see how simple it is to work with Python. Okay, so as I have my variable and also I've shown you how you can concatenate data, and the next thing what I'm going to show you is that how you are going to put in, let's say, a command which is going to help you to understand if the value is true or false. So if I just, put in a command, it's going to show me that. But before that, let me also show you how you can also change up the values and how you'll be able to change up the capitalization. Now here, what I'm going to do is going to be changing all of them into, let's say, capitals. So if I put in yellow, white, there we go, yellow, white. So I'm going to do is going to be cutting all of these off, or let's say I'm going to just keep in phrase, okay? So as I have phrase, and now I'm going to put in couple of function. And inside of the string, you will also be able to put in functions. So what are the type of functions? There are a lot of functions. Now to use functions, you have to use a dot. Now when you use a dot, there's going to be a lot of these strings which you'll be able to work with. Now from here, what I'm going to do is going to be changing my words into, let's say, lower cases. So for that, what you're going to do is put in LOWER. Okay, so that is it. Now when you put in a lower, now when you play it, it will be an error. Why? It's because it is still not selecting up what to print. So here, what you basically have to do is also put in another parentheses inside of it and make sure that there's nothing inside. And when you play the whole thing, you'll basically see all of them will turn into lower cases. So basically that is how easy it is. And if you want to turn them into upper cases, you can also turn them into uppercase. Just I'm going to do is going to be changing up the values. I'm going to do is going to be putting in yellow, white. Now if I put in upper instead of lower dot upper, there we go. That's it. Double quotation, not double quotation, but just open and close parentheses. And if I just play it up, all of them will be capitalized. And that is basically how easy it is to work in, let's say, Python. Now, the next one is going to be showing me if the value is true or false. If it's upper, it's going to show me, let's say I'm going to do is going to be using the command or function, which is upper. So here, instead of the phrase or instead of upper, what I'm going to do is going to be clicking on this parentheses from here. And I'm going to put in, let's say, is upper. Now it's going to term it if it is upper cases or not. But you can see this is all lower cases. Now, what value is it going to give me back as the result? Now, just like I said at the beginning, there is also another type of data which is used in Python, which gives you the value of true and false. So it's going to tell me if it is upper, it's going to tell me it is true. But if it is not true, or if it is all lower cases and is not upper cases, it's going to show me false. So if I just play it on, and you'll basically see it is still showing me nothing. So I'm going to put in my parentheses, and then I'm going to play it up, and you can see the value is false because all of the cases over here is lowercase. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is going to be turning all of them into upper, and then I'm going to turn it, or then I'm going to ask Python if it is upper or not. So you'll also be able to work with multiple functions at the same time. Now, how are you going to do that? Just I'm going to take this over here at the beginning, and I'm going to put in dot again, and I'm going to put in upper. Okay, I'm going to open up the parentheses, and then I'm also going to be keeping this as upper. Now, basically, you will see it is going to show me true. Why? It's because before determining if it is true or false, we have also put in the command which turns all of these texts into uppercases. Okay, so first command or first function is uppercase, which already turns it uppercase, and then it allows this command or this function to check it out if it is upper or if it is lower, and then show me the value of true or if it is false. Okay, so now you know how easy it is. Now, the next command or the next function which I'm going to show you is going to be the length function. Now, the length function basically shows you how many alphabets or how many data is inside of any command or any variable or any word. So for that, what I'm going to do is going to be just putting in len before it. So I'm going to cut all of these off. There we go. We have print. I'm going to open up the parentheses, and I'm going to type in len. So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to put in phrase inside of this parentheses only on this one. Now, if I just press on play, you'll basically see there's 12. So let's just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so there we go. We have 12 of them inside of this specific word. Okay, so that is basically how easy it is just by using len. Now, if I want to just, let's say I want to use a specific number, or if I want to use a specific keyword or specific, let's say, one of these alphabets or even a number inside of a variable or inside of an alphabetical data or a numerical data. So what am I going to do? So I'm going to do is just close off all of those prints, open up the parentheses, and inside I'm going to put in phrase. There we go. We have the phrase. And now this is not a command or this is just a function. So here, what you're going to do is open up the square brackets and then put in the number of where it is. Let's say this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you're going to do is going to putting in 4, okay? Or maybe let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It might show me as O, okay? So I'm going to put in 4. And if I just play it, it might show me O. And if I just put in 0, it's going to show me Y. So I'm going to play it up. And you can see over here, the value or the result is giving me Y as the answer, because now you can see this is the 1, 0, and this is 4. If I put in something like, let's say 10, and even if I play it up, it will also show me 10 is basically white. Okay, so this is how you'll be able to use this number or this function of finding out which number it is using or which data or which alphabet or which data is being used in that specific variable. So here I'm going to show you another example, or let me show you an easier way to understand. So if I just take it up over here, let's say I'm going to do is going to be showing you, let's say this is going to be 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then just so on 10 and 11. Okay, so this is the number of the data, okay, which we are using to find out that specific data out of this variable just by using this function. Okay, now the next command which I'm going to be showing you is going to be the index function. Okay, so let's just show it to you. I'm going to close off this. I'm going to close this off, and if I put in, let's say, dot index, it's going to show me the index of where it is or where that specific data is. Okay, so I'm going to do is going to be just typing on over here to find out the number. So if I put in L, it's going to show me 0, 1, 2. It could also show me 3. But if I put in Y, it's going to show me 0. So I'm going to put in Y. That's it. If I play it up, it's going to show me 0. Okay, so you have to keep that thing in mind when you open this up. Okay. So I'm gonna show it to you phrase again, which we already have, phrase dot index, which you can see over here. This is going to be dot index. You can see yellow and white. There we go. And then inside of it, you just have to use double quotation. There we go. If I play it up, and then you can see this is 0. If I put in, let's say, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So which is W, it's going to show me 7 as the answer, or 5 as the answer. You can see W is 5, 2. So if I put in, let's say, T, it's going to show me 10. There we go. So this is how you'll be able to get out or find the position of where your data is. And if you want to also find it out just by using numbers, you can also use that just by using that, box number, okay? Or let's say the boxed bracket. Now, instead of using just one, you can also use in a whole word. So if I put in yellow, and if I just play it up, you can basically see it is still starting from 0, okay? So that is how simple it is just by using these functions. Now you'll also be able to replace out anything from a specific variable or a specific data just by using the command replace. So I'm going to do is going to be closing off the whole thing, and instead of index, I'm going to put in replace. Replace, and there we go, we have the replace. Now here, what I want to replace it are, we have to select first what we want to replace. So I'm going to do is going to be opening up, let's say, double quotation. And here in replace, I'm going to do is going to be typing in yellow. And outside of the, let's say double quotation, I'm going to put in a comma. and then space again, and then what you want it to replace it by. So let's say I want to replace it by red. So you can see this is the new one. So I want it to be replaced by red. After you are done, what you're going to basically do is just play the whole thing. And basically you can see that yellow has been replaced by red. Okay, so this is one of the command which you can use, or a couple of these functions which you can use to make your work a lot more easier. Okay, so hope you understood everything about this class, and just make sure to practice it on. And if you still have any confusion or any question about any part of this lesson, feel free to ask me anytime. I'm always there to help you out. So without any further ado, let's move on to our next class of Python.